Hello, everyone. I'm Teacher Kelly Tagg, and with me I have Elizabeth from Teach Me Truth. Tell us a little about yourself and your new website.
Hello. Yes, personally, I have 4 kids that we homeschool. And, I've been teaching online for 6 years. So this has been something I've been wanting to do for a while. But I think everything happens in God's timing. And right now seems to be where everything is finally coming into place. And it's awesome to see what God is doing. But yeah, with my own kids, I have a 2-year-old, I have a 6.5-year-old, and then I have 8-year-old twin boys. So we do a large variety of homeschooling with out school, with my academy, with some book work. It's almost like a combination of unschooling
Mhm.
and whatever we feel like doing for the day.
Oh, that sounds great. It's different things work for everybody. So I know you teach for Out School, right? How long have you been doing that?
I've been teaching without school for 3 years at least. I think over 3 years now, which I do like out school and I've learned a lot through them. And I still teach, I want to say 12 classes a week without school.
That's a
Obviously,
lot.
what was motivating me and pushing me to start my own Christian platform is their censorship of all Christian classes.
Mm.
So right now, I've even seen classes on like tarot cards and witchcraft and all kinds of other things, but not Christianity. If you're teaching history, you have to omit Christianity. If you're teaching um, government and anything like that, you have to take away that Christian factor, which is really critical to the truth. So I'm really passionate about finally being able to integrate that into teaching. And so far, I am getting a small team of teachers right now. And my most important thing that I'm looking for me is someone that is passionate about teaching the Christian truth to children. So, whatever they are teaching, just integrating it into their classes. And I just love seeing the passion on people's faces when I'm talking to them. Like, I can finally add it to my classes. My classes haven't made sense before because I've had to eliminate this factor.
Mhm.
And then just for me, also, I have a ton of dinosaur classes and I've had to eliminate a lot of that. And even when I'm teaching my dinosaur classes, I never talk about like, oh, this one is from this period or it's like millions of years old. I'll just kind of like eliminate that and skirt over
Mhm.
it. But now I'm really excited to like integrate more of the truth and facts of um, like Christian beliefs into that. One of the things that also motivated me was reading that Mama Bear Apologetics book. I think we talked about that,
Mhm.
where it's so sad today, even when children are raised in a Christian home, they grow up memorizing Bible verses, they're in the choir or they play, drums in the guitar or a guitar in the band at church, the worship group. Um, as soon as they go to public school or college or out into the workforce or out into the world, they quickly get swept away and become agnostic or atheist, and they don't have a leg to stand on. They're not able to defend their faith. They're not able to actually know the science behind like why we believe what we believe. They don't know that the
Mhm.
Bible can be backed up by science, history, logic, truth, and even many adults don't know these things either. And I'm constantly learning new things all the time. So
Mhm.
that's something I'm extremely passionate about. I have a couple teachers right now that are interested in helping me create apologetics curriculum. And I'm just really excited to see what everybody comes up with. So,
Mhm. Yes. I'm actually experiencing this now because my daughter is almost 18 and I could already tell she's got her own beliefs. But, I I don't know. I think it's human nature that for a time kids start to question what they grew up with. So
yeah,
hopefully they come back to what they were originally taught.
Yeah.
Um,
People all learn in different ways. So it's like
mhm.
people, become a Christian because they have an amazing encounter with Jesus. They can feel his presence. They fall in love with Jesus. And other people are more analytical and they want to know exactly why and how. And so I'm hoping we can kind of support all of those things and have like real answers for people who are really analytical like that. So yeah,
Mhm.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so let's see. You said so many things I wanted to respond to. I'm trying to think where to start. So one thing I really like is your website's already up and running. Like there's several Christian platforms that, people are trying to get up and running, but yours seem to get up and running really quickly, which like I've seen people advertising their classes on your sites instead of like the Christian online communities and stuff. So how did you get it up so quickly? And
I think that again was God because it makes no sense. Because I have 4 kids. I homeschool them. I teach without school, many hours a week actually. And I also work for, I don't know if you've heard of the Tuttle twins books. Like
yes. Uh-huh.
I also work with Connor in this kids market. So I have another job with that as well.
Wow. You are busy.
No, because I've literally just spent like as much time as I possibly can, like when my daughter is napping or when my kids are like watching a movie or something like that, I will like work on it. And
Mhm.
it all came together. And for a long time, I was like, oh man, how am I going to pay for this? Because things have been really tough. And, with inflation and the economy and gas and all that stuff. And I kept feeling like God was saying, when it's done, the money will be there. I'm like, okay. So I just kept like working on it and working on it. And it was exactly like what happened as soon as I was done. Like I had all the funds, all of my out school classes just ramped up. So I had like a lot of money to get it going, and I'm really excited now. I also want to mention that it is a nonprofit. So
Mm.
I am really excited about like hopefully probably not this year because I'm assuming the first year a lot of money will go into advertising, but I'm hoping that by the next year I'll be able to have like a bucket where I can have people who don't have enough money to pay for classes, they'll be able to use that money. So basically the teachers are going to be making, I know you're going to ask this, sorry, but
That's
the
okay.
teachers are going to be making 90% for the first 3 months to help them enter in all their stuff and get established and get their classes going. And then after that, it would be the out school 70-30.
Mhm.
And then I'm hoping that from that money, I'll be able to use that to give kids who don't have enough money free classes and kind of funnel it back into the teacher. So that's like my long-term plan.
That's great. Yeah, and it's okay if you ask or answer something I'll just admit it or not ask it. But and then this is a little sort of off topic, but I like how you said you're implementing dinosaurs. So you're trying to like bring science and Christianity together because sometimes people can like they're two different things, but they can actually go hand in hand,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Sure. I think that's super important. And then going back to like the Mama Bear Apologetics book that I was reading, it talks about how like the younger you implement it, the better. So even right now with my boys being 8 is like the perfect time because they're already starting to ask questions about it. Like my son was just asking like, if the world is millions of years old, then how old is God? And then he's like, he doesn't understand. So I'm like, well, as Christians, we believe, the earth isn't really millions of years old, but whatever. And he's like, I'm confused. I'm confused. So I'm like, that's why I'm starting this site. And so I'm hoping it'll have everything in one place. And also to teach it from both perspectives. Like, here is the scientific fact. And this is why evolutionists believe this. This is why creation scientists believe this. And you can make up your own mind basically to which one is more logical or which one makes more sense to you. and just to have those facts. So some of the classes that I'm starting to create right now are the top 10 proofs series based off of Bob Duco from WMUZ in Detroit. I don't know if anyone knows that show, but I'm from Michigan originally, and like all through college, I would just listen to his show every day and in most of my 20s, actually. So he does a lot of apologetics and things like that. But top 10 proofs that dinosaurs live with man, top 10 proofs that the Bible is true, top 10 proofs that we have a young earth, things like this. So it talks about the science behind it.
Yes. So I know that from just talking to other Christians, some Christians don't even like believe dinosaurs existed. And I have to say that I was in that camp, but my other career before being a teacher is that I was a videographer, and I still freelance for a video company that takes professors from all over the world and does lectures. And I had someone who discovered some of the real dinosaur bones. And then I live near DC. So like she went to the Natural History Museum and saw some of the dinosaur bones that she discovered. But it made me a believer because she had true science proof and all about the dinosaurs. So, I do think a lot of Christians just say, oh, that never happened. But we really do have scientific proof that it did now.
Oh, that's exactly what my husband's mom taught them growing up. And I was like, what? Sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, and it's interesting. And it doesn't mean that you're not a Christian either if you don't believe in like a young earth and all of that. So that's why I really like to present it from both sides. And that, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Yeah.
But that's what my mother-in-law told them, that dinosaurs just didn't exist.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this makes Christians look really bad when we go out world, and like if you're in college and you believe that dinosaurs don't exist, that makes us not look that knowledgeable. So again, standing on science, history, facts.
And I think we do have more scientific proof of it than we even did in the past too, so you no longer can really deny it. What ages of kids can come to your class? Is it 3 to 18 like Outschool?
It is, although there really isn't a limit right now. We can teach adult classes. I had one teacher asking me about that, and I don't have any restrictions as far as my nonprofit goes or anything like that. So there might be some adult classes coming. I think the main thing for that is just to make sure we verify that the age group that they say they are is actually in our classes to protect the students, to make sure that the kids are in their kids' class and that there's no adults leaking into the kids' classes. Now what we have up is 3 to 18, and we do have a large variety of classes. Some things that we have that are different. We have webinars, which are one-to-many. And to get the site started, I'm doing a lot of free webinars right now. So I have like 2 this week and 1 next week. I have this Saturday, I'm doing a lava lamp science class for free. I have this new Bible devotional class that I'm doing where we do like a science experiment with it. And then I have my Jurassic World classes. Yeah, right there, the math one. That's really fun. So I have like a couple here and there. I really need more for my science this weekend though. So yeah, and then those will leak into some of the ongoing weekly classes. We also have like the pre-recorded flex classes. We have blogging on our site. We have communities in our site. So if you're taking a flex class, you can be part of the community, book clubs. The communities are sort of like the equivalent of a flex class in Outschool, where you can share like assignments, videos, pictures with each other and talk to each other about your class. But they can be from any date. So like kids, all the students that are taking the same class can communicate with each other no matter when they started the class. And then we have some like book clubs. I don't know if I mentioned that. And what else is a little different? So something that's cool about the flex classes is that they have assignments and quizzes built into the flex classes, unlike Outschool where everything is kind of sent out to another site if you want to take a quiz or something like that. And then something that's also cool is that if you finish your homework and the assignments and all the class content early, you can just go to the next lesson. You don't have to wait till the next week. And that is up to the teacher for how they want to, roll out the curriculum. But if your learner is faster and they want to get done with it faster, they can. But the same sort of requirements as Outschool, where the pre-recorded classes have to be interactive. They have to be at least 4 classes long, etc.
Right. And actually, Outschool recently did change their policy on that, but is yours going to still be, yours is keeping it, you have to be interactive?
Yeah, it's important to be mainly because there's so much competition with like YouTube and you could just go and watch a video. I think it's really important that you can communicate with the teacher, that there's more that goes with it, especially with like quizzes. Are they actually learning? Are they actually learning the material? Did they do the assignment? So there's more that they're turning in and getting from it. So anything that's interactive, there are all kinds of like online games they can play. I have Pac-Man style learning games or like airplane games, fly airplanes and things like that. So all kinds of fun games that they can play that they don't realize they're learning. That's always my goal, is to get people into learning.
Right. And they don't realize it. Right. So are the communities, is that similar to like Outschool groups?
Yeah, I think so. The thing I think is cool about that, like I was saying, is if you can set it up for a course, no matter when they start the course or where they are in the course, they can join the community and share their assignments and their work and their thoughts and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. Because actually, one of the subjects you mentioned was like civics and politics, which is what I teach. And like, I tried to get a group started on Outschool about the news because I wanted to take like the things I was teaching and talk about current events, but like I couldn't get it approved because they're so strict about what you talk about as far as current events. So I hope that would be something I could do for your site. That sounds great.
It did. Yeah. I'm really excited about your government classes too. Yeah. And
thank you.
And then that I do have a couple people starting apologetics. I have Wendy, who's a teacher with us now. She has a PhD in Christian counseling. She has a lot of awesome classes coming up. She also specializes in ADHD and things like that too. We have Erica, who is a literature teacher, and she has always had to take out Christianity from the literature, but it's already ingrained in it. So she's been having a really hard time teaching that. So she's also really excited to finally be able to integrate it. It's like setting them free. Like, go ahead and finally teach the truth.
Right.
So it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm also asking this for my own self. I'm actually in the process of setting up a flex class, but I liked how yours is different from Outschool, where it almost is more like a self-paced class, whereas Outschool doesn't let you do self-paced. Like you have to do 1 week this, the next week this, and yours can be set up so like if they wanted to do it all at once, they could, or they can take as long as they want. I really liked that, and I'm trying to set mine up. I'm kind of trying to do it. With all the other things I have going on, I only able to do it a little at night at a time. But if a teacher wanted to use like Nearpod or Kahoot or like outside ways of doing quizzes, can they still do that, or you may want it all to be on the website?
Yeah, you can. I have Kahoot quizzes in there right now too. The thing with Kahoot, and I don't think Nearpod is like this, but Kahoot has an expiration date on the quizzes. Every week go in there and like extend the deadlines, and it's very time consuming. So with it already being built into the site, it's like you create the quizzes and you do it once and you're done. But yeah, like you're saying, when a student signs up, they can have immediate access to the site, unlike
True.
out school where you have to wait until the start date.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a very like limited amount of time to finish it. Like if it's a 4-week class, you only have 4 weeks. So yeah, it is more self-paced. And again, it is teacher when they will allow the next lesson to be available. They could do it per week, or they can just do it automatically when they're done with the lesson. So that's up to the teacher. But I think it's cool because my Jurassic World classes, for example, it's like a game, a math game. And a lot of times students really want the next level and the next game right away. So I think students will like that much better because they don't have to wait, or they'll ask me to transfer them to an earlier class so they can just do it all like right away, which is good that they want to play it, and then they can play it over and over again too.
Yes, I like that because so then you kind of can just have people starting at any time, but they get to do it when they want. Or maybe a homeschool family, like they're on a roll. They just want to do it all at once. And then there's others that can take their time. Like I just finished my first flex class at Out School, and I did have someone message me like, oh, I was sick and I wasn't able to finish. And I, like you said, I had to extend all the time for the Kahoot games, whereas with you, the quizzes are built in. They wouldn't even have to ask me. It would just be there. So I like that. Yeah, that's great. And it almost seems like easier, almost like set it and forget it. I mean, you still interact and stuff, but like with Out School, like you start a new section of the flex class, you have to redo everything. Redo the Kahoot quizzes. Like even if you just are copying and pasting an old message, you still sometimes have to change the links and do all of that over again.
I mean, I spend a lot of time every week uploading new flex content with Out School. And especially some of my classes, like I have a states class, I have 50 lessons in the states class. It takes a very long time to upload like all 50 lessons, you know, every time someone starts the class. And then if someone drops the class, well, then it's like, I just wasted all my time, you know, uploading all the content. So yeah, that does happen sometimes, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's way easier to just create it one time and then you're done.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Assignments, you can tell them great job, you can check their work and things like that, but you don't have to spend so many hours every week, you know, on the same class.
Right. Yeah. I like that idea of kind of set it and forget it. Not totally forget it. You still have to, but you know, you don't have to at least re-upload everything. You touched a little bit on this already. So my friend Casey, she's here in the chat. She does a lot of interviews with different companies. And this part kind of sounded like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Casey, but KidPass and maybe Hello, there's a few of them that I've seen do this. They're not marketplace, they're more ESL, but like you have webinars, blogs, and live streams that people could do. I assume everyone does these for free, right? But it's a way to funnel into your classes.
So you don't have to do them for free.
Right. Oh, okay. You can charge.
You can charge. I would just charge less for those because it is one-to-many. So, and it is a great way, like you were saying, to funnel students in. So I am doing a lot of free ones in the beginning to help, you know, students try us out, get familiar with the site, check us out. So teachers, for example, though, could do like a really cheap $1 class or $3 class or whatever it is. And depending on, it does sound like a part of Halo. Okay. So yeah, so those are options to help funnel students to your class. And even Out School would recommend like starting with a one-time class and then building them up to a ongoing class. So you're trying to like make them buy a little more. Kind of like, come with us, come try another class, come learn something else. So yeah, start with something free and then something maybe reasonably priced, a little cheap, and then something maybe a little more complex, like a larger, 20-week class or something like that. So they
Right.
have a lot of different marketing options built in, which is cool. And then the blog, any teacher that works on the site can, share to the blog, which helps keep our site more relevant, and it helps with like marketing and all those SEO behind the scene types of things with the site. And then what else was I going to say with the communities and things like that? I'm sorry, I forgot what I was going to say.
That's okay. I'm already like, this sounds great. And it makes sense to charge less because they're not getting the interaction that they would get or time to speak in a one-on-one class. It's almost just like watching a lecture or live stream. So but you may feel like, well, I don't want it totally free. You could charge $1 to $5 or something. And
it depends. Like, we do have webinars that are no interaction at all, and then we have interactive webinars. So it depends on students are obviously in the webinar. You could have like an interactive webinar and still have some interaction. But non-interactive, the teacher can still see all of the students. So the students would like, raise your hand if you think this, or give me a thumbs up if you like this, or whatever, or vote. What do you think? Number 1, number 2, things like that. So it could kind of be interactive, but it's definitely less interactive than a regular live class.
So could it be like I'm doing live streaming, we're talking, but then people are commenting in the chat, and I can, like, if they ask a question, I can still respond to it, but it's not the same as like a one-on-one class. Unmute and tell the whole class your question, kind of like that. Mm-hmm. I already have ideas for what I would want to do for a webinar or blog that would go along great with my classes, which I won't say because I don't want anyone to steal my ideas. So let me see. So what if someone's watching this and like, I want to sign my kid up for your classes right now? What would they have to do?
Well, I would just go to the website. It's www.teachmetruth.com, and all the courses are there, and you can see them and sign up. I do have like the 3 free ones right now, like I said. So I think all you need is like a name and email to sign up. We don't even collect a lot of information. We don't get a credit card or anything like that. Just come on to the class. Like I said, I have a cool science one this Saturday, and then I also have that devotional one this Saturday. We're going to be talking about the armor of God, and I'm reading this devotional about God and science, and we're doing this really fun experiment with the mandarin orange. So I've been like trying to hide my mandarin oranges from my kids because they keep eating them all. I've already had to like go buy more, and then I have some like hiding in my desk right now. For my 2-year-old, I'm like, these are mommy's oranges. So yeah. I am really excited about that class because we're going to be reading from this really cool devotional and then doing a hands-on experiment, craft or science experiment. I already have a lot of really cool science experiments set up for that one, so I'm excited.
Yes, actually, Rebecca does science classes on OutSchool for the younger crowd. So yes. Okay, well, now I want to get to, because I have a lot of teachers that are watching this, so I want to get to teacher questions. So are you hiring?
I am. I only want a very small amount of teachers, and I would prefer those teachers to teach a larger variety of classes. I know OutSchool, it's kind of like that thing, like, give us a teacher and we'll give you $100. And then they have like tens of thousands of teachers, and all the teachers are attacking each other for the same class.
Yes.
Competition with each other, fighting with each other over students. So that's what I do not want to happen.
Right.
Few teachers. Right now I have room for 5 more teachers. I really would like more Christian content because so many of us are coming over from ESL or OutSchool. Mm-hmm. We don't have it yet, right? Because all we have is the OutSchool stuff that we've already been doing. So I need a lot more Christian content, and it is great to like take our current classes and work that in, which is cool. But yeah, we do need more Christian content. And what else am I looking for right now? So we already have like the government, like I love your classes. We have the
Nice.
literature. We have a lot of like with the Christian counselor, she has a lot of really cool like how to handle your mood and emotions and all of these.
Mm.
Would like some more apologetics. Um, yeah, so all classes are welcome. Oh, the other thing that I'm really passionate about is like homesteading. So
Mm.
has life skill classes. I really need those so far. And I thought I was going to have a lot of those. And so far, we don't have any. So I really need, and no, they don't have to sign a statement of faith. No. Start reading your thing. So I am super open to all Christian denominations. So no, I don't have teachers sign a statement of faith. But yeah, homesteading over the past couple of years, I've really felt led by God to become like more independent. And this was like before the inflation and the groceries and the gas got really high. And I wish I would have listened to God and like made a garden or something like that. Because right now it's, it's hard to buy food for 4 kids that eat like that.
Mm.
So homesteading techniques like canning, farming, woodworking, like knitting, crocheting, sewing, like all of those like life skill kind of classes. I would love a teacher who could share that. And I am starting to do more homesteading stuff in my house. And so I've been posting a lot about like our chicks and ducklings that we just got. And we're in the process of building our own chicken coop. So we'll be sharing that on the blog and things. So, and then the garden, we're going to be building a greenhouse. So I think it's really important for kids to know basic things like how to use the tools, and woodworking to me is really fascinating. So.
Well, you'll have to meet. I don't know if she's here now. My friend Cindy, she'll probably watch this later. Those are the types of things she already teaches on OutSchool. So maybe she'd be interested.
Yeah.
So let's see. So how do you plan to grow and market this new website and business?
So right now we're promoting to a lot of homeschool communities, but I really do want it to go beyond that because kids that go to public school or traditional school really need us a lot, right? They really need us to make it through. So yeah, I am doing the funnels like we talked about with the free classes and kind of funneling them down in, check us out. And I am also marketing to a lot of Christian groups. And then we have some partners as well, such as Yippee TV. And then I'm working on something with Tuttle Twins too. And I was also thinking of doing a class with their history book that just came out, or I was trying to encourage one of my teachers to do it. Maybe myself or one of you. So yeah, working on more partners with different Christian groups that are already established out there as well.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen, you've done great about just already teaming up with people and getting the word out there so quickly. And I think Tuttle Twins marketing department is awesome because that's the way I heard of them through an ad, through Facebook ads. So yeah, they'd be great to team up with because I already see that they do great with the marketing. And then let's see, I think I asked you everything. For teachers, is it the same as OutSchool 18 and up? Or
oh yeah, yes. And then I am able to get teachers from the United States and Canada. Right now, I don't think I'm able to do outside of that. I do have one Canadian teacher. Have had people apply that are outside of the United States and had to decline right now. So.
But maybe in the future, huh?
Yeah. Or like a tax issue.
Yes. Is there anything else you want to tell us about your website or anything that we didn't already touch on?
I don't think so. I think I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory to go to the website. It's all right there. Community, the blog, and it's all being built. So every day we're adding new stuff. We're adding new classes and courses all the time. And
Yes.
this week there were like 6 new classes added. So constantly building on it and adding. Like I said, I do need 5 more teachers. And I'm not sure if I mentioned before, like I'm trying to encourage teachers to offer at least 40 classes per month. And that can be any style of class, any length of class. It could be flex classes, ongoing, multi-day, private tutoring, etc. So, and I think a lot of those flex classes, once you get them going, like you were saying, you don't really have to do so much work with them anymore. They're just there. So
Yes, actually, now that you're talking, I think I'm going to put my one-time class up just so I have a class to start with, because the others, the ongoing and the flex, take a little time to get everything uploaded, which is what I started with. So yeah. Oh, and one more thing I thought of that I didn't ask you. So if someone does want to be one of the 5 teachers that you are going to hire, how would they contact you? What's the best way?
it's really easy to apply on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So you can send me an email. I'm not sure if that's going to be in the notes or something. You can email me if you want, or you can like our Facebook page. It's Teach Me Truth Online.
Mm-hmm.
And you can apply right on there. So instead of having to make your own resume and things, which takes time, I don't even have an updated resume myself right now. So it's just easier to go on there and answer a few questions. And then we can set up a Zoom meeting to discuss.
Yeah, that's exactly how I got in touch with you. Just she responds pretty quickly if you message through Facebook Messenger, the Teach Me Truth Messenger page. So, well, thanks for coming on. I think I'm excited to start teaching for your website, and I think yours is going to grow pretty quickly. You've already gotten the word out pretty fast, so.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, sorry, that we are starting a local co-op as well, that I would like to somehow funnel classes to the online. So I am working out the details of that right now. Mainly for my own kids is how it started. And let me tell you, like my kids went to a 3-day drop-off class school last year, which was like such a blessing. Like 3 days, I get a break. It's amazing. And then this year, they more than doubled their tuition. And I was just like so stressed out. I was spending hours online trying to find something else. And I couldn't sleep. I'm like, what am I going to do? And then finally, like I had this epiphany, like while I was sleeping, like that God was telling me to just do my own. And I woke up like, okay, like, all right, Lord, which is crazy because it seems like so much work and like way too stressful, but I had like this peace and excitement about it. Like, okay, and it can be part of Teach Me Truth. I already have the nonprofit set up. And so again, it's one of those things that's just kind of falling into place. My kids went to this VBS at this really large church that has like all the classrooms and all the space and the playground and the gym and all these things. And they're already on board. So I've been working with them to start it in October. We're starting a little late. And again, create like a 3-day drop-off thing for parents, because a lot of homeschool parents, they don't have that option for a drop-off program. So it's kind of nice. But like I said, I would like to integrate it to the online classes as well. So they're taking classes in person 3 days, and then those other days they can take the online classes at home. And then who knows? I mean, maybe it'll branch out in the future to other areas.
Right. And I think that like what you said, because the economy, prices are going up, and that means other people are raising their prices. Like you said, the co-op did, but then families don't have as much money to spend. So it's like this cycle. So I think, your site having just classes they can pick and choose from and being group classes, it's not going to be too much money for the parent. I think that's, there's going to be even more of a need for that if you are homeschooling.
Well, it's also if you have more than one kid. It's like if I have one kid.
Yes.
Fine. but it really adds up when you have like 3 that you're sending out at once, and then soon to be 4, So yeah, we need something that's affordable and doable, and then our kids can, still get a great education. Yeah. So.
Well, thanks for coming on my channel, and I'm excited to see I know that your company is going to grow. So
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited. And I love that the teachers are passionate as well. So we're all very passionate about getting the truth out to kids and arming them with the truth so they can defend their faith forever and not get pulled away by the world.
Right. Good. All right. Thanks for all of you who watch this live, and for all of you who watch later. And bye, everyone. See you.